Rock Hudson was born Roy Harold Scherer Jr. on November 17, 1925, in Winnetka, Illinois, and his early life was shaped by instability and quiet resilience. After his father abandoned the family during the Great Depression, Roy was raised by his mother and later adopted by his stepfather, whose surname he took. Shy and awkward as a teenager, he struggled academically but dreamed of escape. After serving in the U.S. Navy during World War II, he moved to Los Angeles with little more than ambition and persistence. He worked odd jobs, including truck driving, while submitting headshots to studios despite lacking formal training. His life changed in 1948 when talent agent Henry Willson signed him and renamed him Rock Hudson, crafting a persona meant to project strength and dependability. Under strict grooming, speech lessons, and discipline, Hudson was reshaped into a Hollywood ideal, setting the stage for extraordinary success and profound personal concealment. Rise of a matinee idol. By the early 1950s, Rock Hudson had become one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, embodying the era's ideal of masculine charm. His towering height, deep voice, and gentle confidence made him a natural leading man. Breakout performances in films such as Magnificent Obsession, All That Heaven Allows, and Giant showcased his emotional depth and screen presence. His Academy Award nomination for Giant cemented his status as a top-tier actor. Hudson proved remarkably versatile, moving seamlessly between melodrama and romantic comedy. His beloved on-screen partnership with Doris Day in films like Pillow Talk and Lover Come Back defined a generation of cinematic romance. Audiences adored his warmth and humor, while studios marketed him as the embodiment of wholesome heterosexual masculinity. Yet this carefully curated image masked the reality of a man living under immense pressure, navigating fame within an industry that demanded absolute conformity and punished personal truth. Hollywood's culture of silence. To understand Rock Hudson's private life, one must understand the rigid moral codes of mid-century Hollywood. The studio system enforced strict behavioral expectations, especially regarding sexuality. Homosexuality was considered career-ending, and studios went to great lengths to suppress rumors. Contracts included morality clauses, and publicists orchestrated fake romances, marriages, and appearances to maintain acceptable images. Within this climate, secrecy was not merely personal, but essential for survival. Many actors formed private networks of trust, sharing companionship discreetly while maintaining public facades. Hudson existed within this hidden world, protected by powerful allies and loyal friends. Colleagues such as Elizabeth Taylor, Audrey Hepburn, Doris Day, and others were aware of his truth yet remained silent, understanding the risks he faced. Their discretion reflected both affection and fear. Hudson's story is not unique, but emblematic of an era when authenticity was dangerous and silence was a necessary shield. The threat of exposure and a public marriage. In 1955, Hudson's carefully managed privacy faced a serious threat when Confidential magazine prepared to expose his sexuality. Such a revelation could have destroyed his career overnight. In response, his agent Henry Willson diverted attention by leaking damaging information about other clients, a ruthless but effective tactic. Still, Hudson remained vulnerable. To further protect his image, he agreed to marry Phyllis Gates, Wilson's secretary, in a highly publicized union. The marriage presented Hudson as a settled, heterosexual leading man, easing public suspicion. Gates later stated she believed the marriage was based on genuine affection, though historians widely view it as strategic. Behind closed doors, the relationship was strained and ultimately unsustainable. After 3 years, Gates filed for divorce, citing mental cruelty. Hudson did not contest it. The marriage succeeded publicly, but deepened his private isolation, highlighting the emotional cost of maintaining an elaborate facade in an unforgiving industry. George Nader and long-term companionship. Among the relationships most frequently cited by historians is Hudson's long-term bond with actor George Nader. Nader, who appeared in numerous films during the 1950s, was widely known within industry circles to be gay. According to biographers and close friends, Hudson and Nader shared a deep emotional connection that lasted decades. They traveled together and were part of the same private social circles, though their relationship was never publicly acknowledged. When Confidential magazine threatened to expose Hudson, Universal reportedly allowed Nader to be outed instead, sacrificing his career to protect their more valuable star. Nader later lived openly with his partner Mark Miller for many years, yet he remained close to Hudson and eventually became executor of his estate. Whether romantic, emotional, or both, their bond reflects the quiet loyalty and sacrifice common among gay men navigating Hollywood's shadows during its most repressive years. Rumored connections and shared secrecy. Over the years, speculation linked Hudson to other closeted actors, though most accounts remain unconfirmed. Anthony Perkins is frequently mentioned, as both men moved within similar circles and faced immense pressure to appear heterosexual. Perkins, known for his own secretive personal life, reportedly shared brief, discreet relationships with other male actors. Some biographers suggest Hudson and Perkins may have had a short-lived connection early in their careers, though no direct evidence exists. Tab Hunter, another 1950s heartthrob, has also been loosely associated with Hudson through shared experiences rather than documented romance. Hunter himself acknowledged the burden of secrecy in his memoir, but never confirmed involvement with Hudson. These rumored connections speak less to scandal than to shared survival. In an industry hostile to their identities, emotional closeness often existed without labels, protected by discretion. The absence of confirmation underscores how thoroughly silence shaped their lives. Friendship, gossip, and urban legends. One of the most persistent Hollywood myths links Rock Hudson with Jim Nabors, fueled largely by rumor and cruel humor. Stories circulated in the 1970s alleging a secret relationship or mock marriage, none supported by evidence. Nabors consistently denied any romantic involvement, and historians generally regard the tale as an exaggerated joke that spiraled into damaging gossip. The rumor reportedly caused Nabors professional discomfort, illustrating how easily speculation could harm careers. What is documented is that both men were friends and shared overlapping social spaces. Nabors would later come out publicly and marry his longtime partner long after Hudson's death. The legend surrounding them reflects the era's obsession with exposing secrets and the lack of empathy extended to closeted figures. These stories endure not because they are true, but because they reveal how gossip thrived in environments where honesty was forbidden, and public imagination filled the silence left by enforced secrecy. Later, relationships and legal controversy. In the early 1980s, Hudson entered a relationship with Mark Christian, a younger man with aspirations in entertainment. Their time together became publicly known only after Hudson's death, when Christian filed a lawsuit claiming Hudson failed to disclose his HIV status. Though Christian ultimately tested negative, the case resulted in a financial settlement and intense media attention. Christian described Hudson as generous, affectionate, and deeply conflicted, torn between fear of exposure and desire for connection. The lawsuit unfolded during a period of widespread panic and misinformation surrounding AIDS, particularly affecting gay men. While controversial, the case exposed the emotional and legal complexities faced by closeted individuals during the epidemic's early years. It also forced the public to confront uncomfortable truths about stigma, responsibility, and fear. Hudson's final relationship thus became part of a broader cultural reckoning, revealing how secrecy compounded tragedy during one of the most painful chapters in modern history. Illness, courage, and public revelation. Rock Hudson's declining health became evident in the mid-1980s, alarming fans and colleagues alike. In 1985, he made the historic decision to publicly acknowledge that he was suffering from AIDS, becoming the first major Hollywood star to do so. The announcement shocked the world. Hudson, long marketed as the embodiment of traditional masculinity, now became the face of a misunderstood and stigmatized disease. His courage humanized AIDS for millions, shifting public perception and accelerating calls for compassion, research funding, and medical response. Just weeks later, on October 2, 1985, Hudson died peacefully in his Beverly Hills home at age 59. In accordance with his wishes, no public funeral was held, and he was quietly cremated. His final act of honesty transformed his legacy, turning personal pain into a catalyst for awareness, empathy, and lasting social change. Legacy beyond rumor and secrecy. Rock Hudson's story is not defined by scandal, but by survival within impossible constraints. His rumored and confirmed relationships reflect a man seeking connection in a world that denied him openness. Rather than cataloging affairs, his life invites understanding of the emotional cost of enforced secrecy. Hudson was a gifted actor, a loyal friend, and a private individual shaped by fear and love in equal measure. In death, he achieved what life denied him: truth without consequence. Today, he is remembered not only as a screen legend, but as a symbol of a lost generation forced to hide. His courage at the end of his life reshaped public dialogue. We around AIDS and sexuality, offering dignity where there had been shame. Rock Hudson's legacy endures not because of who he loved, but because of what his life revealed about humanity, compassion, and the price of silence.